Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Albion Online with your host, Blackboa here. We are back here for our second segment of testing out the Wild Blood update. On today's stream, we have another 5 shapeshifter weapons that we plan on testing. We've already tested the Primal Staff as well as the Light Caller. Both were very interesting, but we still have many more staffs to look through today. Today's stream will be looking through these staffs, testing out the ultimates, and then also looking at the new potions as well. At the end, we'll kind of give our overall synopsis of what we thought about this test server Wild Blood update. Doesn't mean that what we see here right now will be the final version of what they release, but we will give an opinion based on what we see now, and hopefully you will be well informed about whatever you'd like to do in Wild Blood. Alright, so to test out our Hellspawn Staff, which is our next staff that we want to talk about, we're going to be in a 0.3 solo dungeon, 6-point exceptional, whatever the purple one is called. And because we've gone over all of these abilities previously, I'm just going to let you know which ones I'm going to use for this PvE experiment. We're going to use the Reality Crack. It is a 2 combo ability that if you land the first one, you can cast a second one, and the damage is actually pretty significant. You can see how big of a range this has as well with the Q ability there. It's pretty big range, you could say, and it's AoE in nature, so that's one thing we're going to use. The next thing we're going to use is Distortion. It slows enemies and it deals damage every 0.75 seconds for up to 3 seconds if they are in that field. So I believe this will be almost like a cursed tar puddle or a fire staff puddle. And then last but not least, this is the Hellfire Imp transformation. It allows us to shapeshift into a Hellfire Imp. When your health would drop to 0, you prevent dying and heal yourself over 3.5 seconds based on the amount of shift charges on you. While healing, you are immune to damage and stun. Wait, you are immune to damage and stunned? Is this saying that we're stunned during this time? Or are we immune to damage and a stun? When they say stunned here, I'm thinking that I'm stunned. We'll have to give it a shot. So yeah, we shapeshift and then we get the shapeshift abilities. Fire Flash Orb. Shoot a Hellfire Orb in the targeted direction, burning through all enemies, deals magic damage to all enemies hit. At least 1 shift charge is active on you. Recast the ability and detonate the orb. It deals 12 magic damage to all enemies in a 4-meter radius. Teleports you to the explosion and it increases the cooldown to 6 seconds. Wow, it'll teleport you to the explosion? So you're dealing big damage, then you're teleporting and dealing more big damage. Interesting. Hellfire Barrage. Release a Hellfire Barrage at the targeted enemy, slowing yourself by 30% while channeling up to 3 seconds. Deals 236 magical damage every 0.2 seconds. Okay, I think I've seen this before. This is going to be nasty. And this will bring us back to our human form. The unique passive here is Melting Point. Every 3 auto attacks create a lava puddle with a 7.8 meter radius beneath the targeted player, lasting 3 seconds. Deals magical damage versus players to 18, magical damage and rob every 5 seconds. Wow. So that's another like demon cape pool right there? Is that what that is? That's actually kind of nasty as well. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what this does in the PvE environment, and we'll play around a little bit. The first thing about these staves is you need to deal some initial damage to gain shapeshifter stacks. As you see, the bottom bar below my health is a little bluish icon. The passive that I currently have on this weapon pretty much increases my shapeshifter stacks every 30 seconds. As you can see here, fragments of reality bedding that can be used to unleash. So yeah, we have to refresh these every time we hit something. And as you can see, in 8.4, the damage is pretty incredible. And now that we got enough of these charges though, let's switch to our E ability here. Shit. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. This one seems kind of actually busted a little bit. I've heard that it was worse previously, but this is a pretty busted thing right now. But yeah, it's pretty cool actually, because you got mobility when you're in that form by the orb. Now, that mobility is pretty damn slow, but like if you cast it and then your opponent kind of forgets about it, you can teleport away from them. Yeah, like that barrage is like basically a magical damage bolt caster. You know what I mean? What I noticed, I think for PvE purposes, I noticed that a lot of these skills can be used, but I think I personally like this one. The Reality Crack for the Q just seems super strong, especially when you can 2-hit combo it. Assuming you don't get stunned like I did. For PvE, I really like that. And then this distortion field, like I said, is like a cursed tar. I might as well just put it there and just have it deal huge damage as they walk through. I actually like the Q and W abilities. I feel like they're very strong. I still don't have a real grasp on what type of playstyle I can make with this. I always think kiting playstyle because that's just my go-to. But there's some opportunity here for more aggressive stances with certain shapeshifter forms. But yeah, when we change to this one, we got the orb that if it hits, we can touch it again to, why couldn't I go there? Yeah, you can touch it again to teleport. And then this is just like a bolt caster. So yeah, it's pretty neat. We're at max stacks again, so if I go E... Okay, look at that pool of blood too. The autos are insane on this. Like, it just drops a pool of blood at the bottom. Like, this has to be probably one of the better staffs so far, because the pool of blood. Like, the immediate ability to go back and forth between different things, like, it's just cool, right? And, I mean, but it does seem like that mana regen is ridiculous. That mana regen is definitely Redonocles, though. I mean, you just kind of just, like, do this, just kind of stance dance. See, I can stance dance in Albion, I can't really stance dance in WoW. Shapeshifter stance! Now dance back! Oh shit! Oh shit! Stance dancer! Hold me closer, stance dancer! Got the headlights on the highway! So that's the, that is the Hellspawn Staff. We'll test the next one right now. Alright, the Blood Moon Staff. We will test out the shapeshifting form in a moment, but let's read what they do. Our Q, when we change, looks like the werewolf. Tear apart everything in a cone in front of you, dealing 865 physical damage. If at least one shift charge is active on you, the ability will consume it, creating a blood pool behind the first enemy. Entering the pool will consume it, healing you for 111 health, and increasing your move speed by 50% for 3 seconds? Ooh! The cooldown's only 2 seconds? What the fuck? I mean, is this just gonna, like, chase everybody down? Holy shit. And then what's this? Rip through. Dash through target enemy, landing 3 meters behind them. Deal 1153 physical damage to enemy you pass through, and then increases your attack damage by 60% for 4 seconds. Dude, what the mother of pearl? That seems insane. Alright, let's give it a shot. Also, let's read what the passive is. Sorry, I forgot the passive. Frenzied Slashes. Every auto attack, your damage and auto attack speed is increased by 8% for 3 seconds. Stacks up to 6 times. Bro! I mean, if you could somehow find a way to slow them down, I mean, maybe you wouldn't even need to. This is actually kind of silly, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright, let's go into the Blood Moon form. Oh, neat. So yeah, that's how you do it. You basically go in, then you like smack them with the W. You want to hit them with the Q first, and then you want to leap so you could land through them in the blood pool. That's kind of what they want you to do, it looks like. Dude, what the hell? I like this. I gotta say, they've done a good job on these weapons, but I feel like they just broke everything else in the process. It feels like this is just too cool. You know, why would you want to play anything else? This is just too awesome. We're just gonna see a bunch of freaking animals in the open world. Just so you know, guys, we're going over very, very briefly. Like, the video that I'm gonna create here is gonna be very high level. I'm not trying to create a detailed video on these weapons yet because we don't know the final form, but we will likely be creating guides for every single one of these because obviously people are gonna want to see it, right? So we'll create an individual build guide for each type of these weapons and test it out. All right, let's go to the next one. We're gonna try the Earth Rune. This one I think is probably more defensive, even though it still has our same ones. So let's see what the passive is here. Oh, you know what? We didn't check the passive of the Blood Moon Staff, did we? All right, Blood Roar. Whenever you deal damage, steal 10% of the health the enemy has lost. Okay, so that's pretty huge. The Blood Moon Staff passive can be really interestingly used in a lifesteal build. Imagine like having more lifesteal here too. That'd be pretty big. You pretty much have a roast pork equipped when you turn into a werewolf. All right, Earth Rune. Let's read this. The Earth Rune Staff is next. Runestone Golem Transformation. Giant Consumption. Grants immunity to all force movement effects. Increase your max and current health and damage based on the amount of shift changes on you. Consume 1 shift charge every 3.5 seconds. Interesting. Let's see what this does. Boulder Crash. Throw a boulder at a target position dealing damage in a 3.5 meter radius. Stuns for 3 seconds. Ooh. The tonic shift. Combine up to 2 abilities. The combo resets after 4 seconds. Shift the ground, creating a stone wall and a cone in front of you, which knocks back enemies by 2 meters. Pulls all enemies between you and the wall towards you. Deals damage to all enemies pulled. Makes you the highest priority target for all mobs hit. Interesting. The second one, slam the ground, dealing damage in a 6 meter radius. Throws all enemies into the air. Creates a rune lasting 5 seconds, which decreases max and current health of all enemies. Is that basically an incubus on its W? It's like an incubus, isn't it? The passive is, while at least one shift chart is active on you, your auto attacks will deal, wow, 489 physical damage in a 4 meter radius. What the hell? This autoing is insane with that. What's this? Oh, yo, this has to be the coolest looking one so far. Like, yo. Okay, this is kind of cool, but it moves slow as fuck, though. Another thing to note about shape-shifting weapons, guys, is that when you shapeshift, you cannot use your chest or helmet or sprint abilities. So just understand that you're putting yourself in a position where if you need those abilities up, you're going to have to switch back and forth fairly frequently to ensure you don't lose it. So yeah, we shift, and then as you can see, our abilities on here on the left-hand side are no longer available until we shift back. Oh wait, what's the range on this? Wait, 8 meter range. So hold on a second. I've been using this wrong. I've been using that one wrong. It has an 8 meter range, so if you wanted to go like far out, stun people, and then just smack them again in the air, suddenly they're taking some more damage here. Lowers their current health. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is going to be either for PvE or group PvP, especially ZVZ. I don't think it'll be used much for solo, this particular rock, but you never know. I would be very surprised if it does, though. It's just so slow when it's in rock form. But yeah, this is a very interesting staff. Alright, that was the Earth Rune Staff. Let's go to the next one, which is what? The Rootbound Staff. 4 abilities total. But the transformation is kind of a passive as well. So like you got these 2 abilities when in human form. Then you got these 2 abilities when you're in Ent form, I guess, right? Or Sylvian form. But as you can see here, this gives you a passive when you change. So growth increases the max and current health of up to 20 allies in an 11 meter radius around you by 10%. Okay, that's another ZVZ one. This one's gonna freaking like save people's lives, right? And then what else does it do here? Creates a seedling bloom with a 3 meter radius at the targeted position lasting 8 seconds. Deals magic damage on impact. Allies within the bloom heal 26 health every 1 second. If at least one shift charge is active on you, the bloom will consume it, growing up to 6 meter radius over 2 seconds. Allied within the empowered heal is now 51 health every 1 second. Increases healing received by 3 meters. What? Increases the healing received by 3M. What does that mean? By 3 million? Your healing has been received by 3 million! That's what I'm reading here. Alright, and then Barbed Roots. Gather the energy of nature, becoming immune to damage while channeling for up to 3 seconds. Can't be interrupted. Can be used while stuns or silenced. So you could use this while being stunned or silenced. Slows all enemies within an 11 meter radius by 35%. Deals damage every 0.7 seconds and roots every 0.2 seconds for 6 seconds. Whoa, that's actually insane. Okay, at the start of the channel, cleanse all crowd control effects and debuffs except damage over time effects of up to 20 allies. Bro, what? While in the radius, the allies gain a shield that absorbs 1,480 damage, and it grants immunity to force movement effects. Bro, this thing like does everything. What the hell? That's an amazing ZVZ weapon. Let me cleanse you. Let me make you immune to force combat effects. Let me jerk you off while I'm at it. I mean, you might as well add jerking off to the equation at this point. This seems kind of busted. Not for PvP solo. This won't be used for that, but ZVZ, it could be really busted. I didn't check the passive on it either. Every 3 auto attacks, you trigger a spore burst within a 5 meter radius around the targeted enemy, poisoning all enemies hit by 141 magical damage and 282 magical damage per mobs over 6 seconds. Wow, kind of seems strong. Let me test just that. There you go, there's a spore cloud. Oh my god, the damage. This definitely feels more suitable for a ZVZ type situation. The speed doesn't get slowed down either. This one seems a little bit overtuned. While channeling, so you get immune to damage while channeling, and it can be used while you're stunned or silenced as well. A silence can't stop it either. Slows all enemies within a limited radius. Yeah, this feels very strong. I think a lot of people will probably be like, what the hell? Isn't that a little too strong? Alright, cool. So yeah, I really don't think this will get much play in the solo arena, but it's nice to see that they have created a different staff for a different situation. What's the next one here? We have Primal Staff. Alright, so this is the Primal Staff. It's Spirit Bear transformation. When your health is below 50%, your damage and duration of your crowd control effects will increase by 20% and your cast speed will increase by 40%. Okay, I'm guessing there might be some CC and spells on these. Let's look. Barrel Bash. Smash the ground, dealing 916 physical damage in a 4-meter radius. Increase your threat towards all mobs hit by 200. At least once your turret is active on you, the smash will consume it, stunning all enemies as well. Ooh. Wild Onslaught. Combine 2 abilities. The combo resets after 8 seconds. Dash in a target direction, knocking back all enemies you pass through by 5 meters. Deals 358 damage and decreases their damage resist by 69. Wow, okay. Second, Roar. Unleash a mighty roar, dealing damage in a cone in front of you. Enemies hit will flee from you from 1.2 seconds. That's actually kind of interesting. Okay. This staff right here could be like, I'm trying to think, like, how would you use that in ZVZ? You would probably have this similarly to like a Grail Seeker, right? Like a defensive Grail Seeker. I could see this maybe being like a, oh shit, let's get them the fuck out of here button. Like they're gonna counter engage. So yeah, if they counter engage, we go woo, woo. Oh, that didn't do much, but then you go wee, and you go woo. All right, they didn't survive long enough for anything to happen there, but let me see if we can find a stronger mob. So we have the charges here. Let's see. So if we hit them once, this just basically stuns them if we have a shift charge. Now we're gonna go weep. All right, we knocked them up, and now we're gonna scare them. What the hell? The damage on that is actually insane. We definitely move slower though, right? No, it looks like we move slower because we're bigger, but we don't actually move slower. So yeah, so I'm not sure exactly if this is going to get a lot of solo PvP play, specifically because you see there's channels there. I mean, the W is kind of nice. It could be used as a mobility to get away. So like, let's try to think a little bit further here. Maybe the W is like something we just use to get away and we don't really care about the Q. This just becomes a mobile version of this. Let's see if my assertions are correct. So let's say I got to run. I'm like, oh shit! I mean, yeah, that's pretty mobile, right? And then I just sprint as well. Yeah, that's kind of mobile as fuck. If they continue to chase you while you're in that mobile form, you could kind of do something different here. Hold on. Let's just say you're trying to run, right? Like, oh shit. And there you go. Yeah. That's it right there. Then you just switch back and you can keep kiting. Okay. Never mind. This one is going to be a good one for solo. Especially kiting playstyles. Oh, I'm out of here. So are you. And then I just go, wee. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works on a player, but it kind of feels like you could use it that way. I could see this definitely being used as a solo item now, potentially. I also think, like, let's read the skill again. Can this be interrupted? So, for instance, could, like, an Avalonian glove knock us up while we're doing the W? Because if they try that, we could just cast our W really quick and just not get stunned. And that could apply to a lot of things, right? You know, like, a stun's coming, you could, like, switch over, then know that you have that window where it's uninterruptible. But we'll see. So far, actually, out of all of them, after seeing the little combo there, I kind of feel like this might be one that I might enjoy if it works the way I think it will. All of them seem broken, honestly. But that's what they always do, right? When they first release an item, they want it to be super good so that everyone tries it. But right now, it does feel super good. It's just going to make everything else feel bad. Or a lot of things feel bad, I think. God damn. All right, so let's talk about the potions. So first and foremost, they have a new potion called the Berserk Potion, and increases your damage by 24% for 5 seconds, decreases your resist by 16%. So one-shotters, yep, you'll enjoy this. This is going to be a fucking one-shot build favorite, I think. The next potion we could look at is the Major Acid Potion. Throw the potion at the targeted position, decreasing the damage resistances of up to 10 enemies within a 5-meter radius by 40 for 5 seconds. Okay, so this is a probably a ZVZ type weapon because it's only damage resist. So really this would be either group content or DVZ. I just want to throw this at something. Chat just informed me here that the poison pots are no longer what they used to be. Previously, it used to be damage resistances were also part of this, where you would poison them and then they'd become squishier, taking more damage. This one says now, as they take damage, it's going to slow them. That's actually kind of interesting. The first thing I would imagine with that poison is the new Hellspawn Staff, right? Like you throw the pot, pop your sprint. Let's try this. Throw the pot, pop your sprint, transform, pop your W. Now, like, you're just going to be slowing that guy until he can't move, right? That could be broken on some things. So yeah, so here we go. Let's see. Yeah, like watch. I bet you if someone tries to escape with a poison pot on from that, they can't. They probably can't fucking move. I could see Bloodletters using this though. A nicely thrown acid pot. They don't have to stay in it to keep the debuff either. Like, see, this guy keeps the debuff in or... Oh, no, wait, no, he does have to be in it. Still, you throw it, you Shadow's Edge, then you execute. What's the next potion we want to use? Cleansing Pot. Cleanse all damage over time effects, crowd control effects, and debuffs. Grants immunity to all crowd control effects for 4.4 seconds. Ooh, that's kind of insane. So this just destroys anyone who has bleeds, fire dots, or most importantly, curse dots, right? You just cleanse those, you don't need a guardian helmet anymore. You can still have a guardian and then totally fuck them up. And then grants immunity to all crowd control effects. I mean, that's also a guaranteed way to get off, let's say, a cultist robe, right? You want to get off a cultist robe or some shit? You could just pop this and you're golden. We did the acid, we did the berserk. This is the gathering one. Increase your gather and fishing speed by 40% and your gather and fishing yield by 10% for 1 minute. Damn. I mean, that's going to inject a lot into the economy, no? This is crazy. I mean, previously there wasn't any gathering potions in the potion slot. The only thing people were using was probably like invisibility, right? Maybe they were using Gigantify because doesn't it increase your max load? Like if they were in trouble. I still think it'll be invisibility there though. But guilds that like, you know, protect their gatherers will absolutely be using gathering potions. It says max load as well. Did Gigantify used to increase your max load? Is that a new change to the Gigantify potion? I don't remember it increasing max load. Alright, Hellfire. Throw the potion in the target position, creating a puddle of Hellfire with a 4-meter radius lasting 3 seconds. Deals true damage for every 0.5 seconds. Throwing the potion will dissolve all allied puddles in an 8-meter radius around your puddle. Oh wow. So if there's anyone else using that, it's going to just cancel the other puddles. I mean, dude, that damage, what the hell? This is a point, I mean, that was an 8 point with something, but what the hell? That's like a demon cape, right? I mean, I could see double blade one-shotters using that easily. You stun them, get them in the stalker, and throw that puddle at the ground? GG. Major calming potion. All right, let's see what this does. Turns you and up to 20 members within a 15-meter radius around you invisible to mobs. Oh, wow. So this is going to be like Avalonian skips are going to be fucking easy now, right? Also, like HCE skips are going to be really easy. You can immediately see a use for that, right? Also, another way to do this would be bomb squads who are trying to like bomb an area full of mobs where other players are deeper. They can like decide to go, whoop, let's go invisible. Oh wait, no, wait. This says invisible to mobs, not to players, right? So hold on. Am I still visible to players? I probably am. Let me see. Man, there's no players here, but let me pop this. Alright, now they can see me. It's gotta be just mobs. Still though, I mean, that actually also could be good against, like good for ratters who like need to escape and have to run through mobs. They can become invisible to them and then like the people chasing get hit by the mobs and then they can turn it around. Maybe ganking in statics or some shit like that. That is a rat potion, basically. This potion is a rat one. One way or another, you're gonna do something sneaky with this shit, I think. Whether it's skipping content or, you know, causing people to get attacked by mobs. It's interesting, actually. This is the last one. Tornado in a bottle. If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a tornado in a bottle. I wanna rub you the right way. Here's the tornado in a bottle. There you go. Yo, I would love to have like someone stuck in between two tornado in a bottles. That'd be hilarious. Then we could do like a Night at the Roxbury type of shit. Just have Night at the Roxbury playing while you just double tornado people. That'd be amazing. Throw the potion at target position, releasing a tornado with a 3-meter radius lasting 6.16 seconds. Knocks back all enemies touching it by 9 meters approximately, and it ignores their crowd control resist. Throwing the potion will dissolve all allied tornadoes in a 15-meter radius. So they thought about it. They knew that people were going to do the Night at the Roxbury technique, and unfortunately they stopped that from happening. So yeah, that's the tornado in a bottle. Alright, so in this video we went over a lot of the changes in the Wild Blood update. Admittedly, I did not go over everything, but we went over the 7 shape-shifting weapons, we went over briefly the awakening system, we tested the tracking system, we also tested the new potions, we saw the new islands and how you're able to craft farms on any plot within your island now, and there's just going to be a lot of changes coming to Albion. For better or worse, this update's coming out on October 16th, and for me personally, I love the shapeshifting weapons. I think tracking has a lot of potential if they limit the amount of running that's involved with it. I am not a fan at all about the awakening system. I do believe that it crosses a line into pay-to-win territory that I'm not comfortable with, but time will tell if I'm correct on that. And I also worry about, in general, the direction in which Albion is heading with higher and higher damage numbers. Time to kill is something that makes fights engaging. If people are getting one shot and they're killed immediately, then we're starting to feel like it's Arcade, where as a new player, you walk into Arcade, you get into PvP, you're instantly dead and you can't deal any damage. So I don't want Albion to go in that direction. I feel like this is pushing it closer to that direction. And so I really hope that they consider significantly reducing the cost so that it's more accessible to everybody. But outside of that, I am slightly excited for this update. I do want to play the shapeshifter weapons, and if they make some tweaks to tracking, it'll be a refreshing change for me personally from going into the mists. So that's it for the Wild Blood update. I will go into detail in future videos on each of the shapeshifter weapons, and we'll also go into detail on some of the tracking systems as well as awakening. But this has been just a group of videos here to give you a little taste of what's to come. Thank you so much for watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Hi guys, Blackboa here. Thanks so much for watching my latest video. If you like what you saw, please hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. I truly appreciate it. Thanks bros, and I'll see you next time.